Welcome to episode 61 of our Football Manager Hobo To Hero playthrough. This came off like I've been doing this for a while. I don't know if this is a positive or sad. Anyway, so we are still with Sarawak United FC. We are second in the league right now, but Johor DT and Sabah have a game in hand. So I guess they will, well, Sabah might overtake us. Whatever, we're fighting against relegation. It's obvious from the table, isn't it? You can see from the club vision here. So, where is it? Here. Sports delighted. They do expect us to get relegated. Well, we need, I would guesstimate another 18 points. So, and then we will probably be fine. Not sure. In fact, we should have a look. We got relegated recently. Can I find this somewhere in the league history, maybe? There's just past winners in here. I don't know. Let's not look for that for half an hour. Really boring. So, a few things to mention. First of all, in training, there are still a few players that are really unhappy with the quality of the training. And we have a problem with that. They want to do more quickness training, more technical attacking training, more quickness training again. So the emphasis on certain categories in training doesn't go well. In particular, it seems like endurance training, well, that doesn't include quickness, so they are pissed. And apparently overall is not enough once a week. So what I did is I went to schedules and I adapted our current no-staff schedules and put in a physical session here instead. So now we have 2 overall sessions, 1 physical session. That might at least get rid of the 2 quickness-based complaints. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Also, it reduces the workload a little bit. Might be a positive, might be a negative. Endurance, work rate, and stamina well, no. What is it? Work rate, natural fitness, and stamina are still part of this. So, yeah, just something to watch for in the future. Then, well, the last match, thinking about it, we had a very low amount of supporters in the stadium, but 8 away fans. Great. In the end, we came away from this match with a draw. That's not very positive, considering Kelantan United are fairly weak. But funnily enough, this is the second time in a row that we, well, not in a row, this is the second time this season that we played them, and we had 1 point each time, so I don't know. For somebody destined to get relegated like us, at least on paper, I guess we should be happy with that. We didn't drop points there. Well, we dropped some, in a way. And we definitely could have won that last match. That screamer at the end of the match. You can probably recall it if you've seen it. Otherwise, I will just show you. That I still think it's a goalkeeper's mistake, to be honest. His vision was very clear here. So Badrul Hisham loses the ball. Okay, that can happen. It's stupid, but it can happen. Mohammad here cuts inside. Zakaria doesn't get in fast enough for the tackle. Ahmad's marking the other Mohammad, because they're also both called Mohammad M for no reason whatsoever. There's not really anyone to blame, other than maybe Zakaria for not tackling him soon enough. Or we could argue Ankun is not available here. But Zakaria's in the correct spot. And that shot is great, and Chinsu touches the ball and loses it anyway. So I would argue this is a goalkeeper's mistake. Which means we will tell him. So rating says 6.6. And I consider this a mistake. Or we won't tell him because we need to wait a bit until we can. So let's wait until Monday or something. Yeah, talking to the rest of the players is fairly similar from my perspective. I also wanted to rant on about something that I, just an idea that I came up with. I dropped Mies a message already about this. This is, so generally speaking, I think we can agree that He has very good balance, and some of the mentals definitely say playmaker-ish type. The off-the-ball movement and composure are very low, but we're talking about a 17-year-old on Zakaria anyway. So in normal circumstances, I would argue this is a playmaker. Let's play him as a playmaker. Now, last season we played him as a ball-winning midfielder, which is fine. Like, for Malaysian level, this is good physicals overall. So I would argue, okay, not bad. And this season, he does halfback most of the time. So composure might be in the training sample. But it doesn't really use his balance and some of the other attributes that are okay. He's not really a strictly creative player, but the Segunda Volante role here is something in between. It's, as the description says, it's more of a defensive role, but it's still a playmaker-ish type. And he drifts forward a little bit. I think drifting forward a little bit, if it comes to it, is appropriate for Zakaria, but we also had problems with Ankun as a deep lying playmaker in the 4-2-3-1 last season. So I guess the suggestion would be to train him as a Segunda Volante, going not now, but in the future, and maybe let him have more of an impact on the rest of the squad in his role on the pitch. He is considered an important player now, and he's on a long-term contract, so I suspect he might stay. He also has good personality, so he'll be on the pitch most of the time. Also low susceptibility to injury, so everything says play him in a prominent role, keep him there, make sure you rely on him heavily. And again here, finishing and long shots are bad, but we can just tell him not to shoot as a Segunda Volante. And his dribbling is very low. A Segunda Volante tends to dribble with the ball sometimes, but only in kind of risk-free situations, if I'm not mistaken. So, doesn't matter much. Composure of the ball movement, well, it's the same for a playmaker-ish type. And I still think but due to the deeper precision, the off-the-ball movement is not that important. And the composure, sure. Somewhat that can be important, but I think he'll be fine. So, yeah. Now the only question is, do I want to implement something like this season already? And I guess the answer to this is no, not yet. But I still wanted to mention it. I think it's an idea, and most likely I will have forgotten once we get there. But I ranted on about it. So, yeah, is there anything else to do? We may have a look at the contract situation going forward. That might be an idea. First of all, though, we will progress the game for a day or two, and then we'll have a look. I know where this is going already. That's 1.4 billion. I would have guessed a billion or 1.5. So I wouldn't have been that far off. Second question. Why the hell did you not find another Indian to play for you? I definitely know where this is going. At least I imagine. There might be one. You know, due to the amount of people, I guess there might be one at some point. So he's too expensive. He's on the shortlist though. Why? Well, he still is too expensive, so thank you very much for yet another offer. And obviously I need to change the training schedule here. This is not okay. I don't like this at all. So where is it? Now that I revamped the training anyway. Matches on Saturday. Alright. I will accept the feedback. Thank you very much. So, Kedah are an away match. Kedah are 10th in the league. So, you are a prophet. That's good to know. I like that. I did not say anything about a red card and being able to win for Stuttgart, so I guess I'm not a prophet. Well, alright. Is it Monday already? It is not. These, I guess we can stop all of these. I've really had enough of reading through them all the time. We will not have anyone anytime soon. I also think we should look for a replacement for Teranganu. Somebody else that is willing to do defensive midfielder duties, and I'd rather look for them now. That the transfer window is still closed and so on and so forth. So, looking for a defensive midfielder. Who's available? Well, pizza sounds like a fine meal. Are there vegetables on it? Is it healthy? That's... Onions, well, I guess. That's both not really a vegetable, come to think of it. Onions contain... In particular, once they're hot, onions are more or less sugar with some fiber. And the corn... Corn is... You know? I get... Yeah, salami is derived from the salami tree, yes. It grows on trees. That's how it works. Also, don't trust me with anything. Pepperonis count, I think. I think that counts. He has 1 point of strength. So I'm looking for a ball-winning midfielder or something. I guess this would count, but he knocks the ball past the opponent, don't want him. He's too bad. Also foreign player, which is a problem due to league rules. Roslan is... shit. Motsofi Jamil. Yeah, I can see why. I don't know, this would maybe do. Listed for loan by Kelantan. Probably not. We'll just play a youth player. Or, I think oregano is not a tree, it's a plant. But... I might have some growing on the balcony. I'm not sure, I'm not the expert of whatever grows on my own balcony. So make of that what you will. So we will play Kedah next. I guess we will scout this one. The mozzarella tree, yes, that's a thing too. This is how it works. So, Kedah and Kuala Lumpur shared points. I guess that's good. They are 8th now. No response for a set piece coach. I would stop the ad now. I've had enough of this. Let's have a look at the scouting again. There seem to be 2 priorities. Okay. Well, Abdul Nizam, I can see why. And Samri, similarly. But I guess they are on the shortlist, aren't they? They're on the shortlist, and that's why they get scouted all the time. Let's have a look at this. Yes, of course. So the question is, do we need them on the shortlist at all? This is getting absurd. I don't know what to say, Mies. Most of these players are somewhat good. Oh. There's another fairly professional shitty goalkeeper, so that's definitely one I would sign. Good domestic signing for the future. Where does he come from, Melaka? You're bored. Well, this is what I'm here for. I'm entertaining, right? I'm supposed to be entertaining. Not sure if I am. So I didn't look for a goalkeeper, but we don't have a third goalkeeper. And this one looked like he has potential. So that's probably the worst kind of business I can do. As a result, I will do it. Let's try youngster here though. He wants 70. Well, I was willing to offer 30, man. I'll believe the rest though. Sure. It's too far away. You get 35. What did I just do? I'll keep him for 35. Because why the hell wouldn't I? Alright, 2 players available. Singh and Ahmad. The problem here? Well, yes, both need the sharpness, so... Both can also play for 90 minutes, I think. If the menu doesn't act up. Which it does. No, they're set. Alright. So Singh will play left wing back and Fazal Ahmad, central defender. Sure. I also want to put out there that he develops a little bit. This probably has not to do with match experience in the senior squad though. This is more play in the under 21s and maybe natural progression due to training. Composure and pace are really low. So, I guess my primary concern now is how will we manage to carry on with the good results for the remainder of the season. They play on Thursday, so we will slap in the Friday session here. It will be fine. I do not have specific training schedules for this, but I guess it will be okay. And then we will move forward a little bit and slap in one of these breaks. Here be. Alright, so Modestio Subramaniam, not that hard actually, is suggested to have high potential. Insert doubt meme here. If I look at this overall, it doesn't really say high potential. He grew a little bit on the physical side, but that's about it. So I don't think I will do that. Strongly recommended. Katul Anumar Mochali doesn't seem to be justifying his wage, so it's time we consider putting him on the transfer list. I think that's true. I also think he doesn't want to go. So, whilst I'm... Holy shit. Whilst generally I agree with this, also welcome to the stream journal it. Every single damn time. I'm really trying to get used to this. I really am. And then I'm 100% concentrated, you don't show up in the viewer numbers, and well, I get slapped with a pipe in the face. Okay. So with Mod Shalil, I'm somewhat conflicted. I think we might play him, plain and simple. Going forward a little bit. Because Chin Sum didn't play well in the last match, so I guess he might make an appearance after all. At least on paper, he's the primary goalkeeper. So let's move on from this. We might want to address the volume of strength training work to stop Vanlal Pekaguit to become even more dissatisfied than he already is. What's wrong with the strength training? There's nothing wrong with the strength training. Go away. This is stupid. And we will continue training him like this. Alright. General's cult personality had a positive influence on him. He's still balanced though, so good to know. Mazarin. Mazarin has taken negative influences from his mentoring group. Yes, that might happen from time to time. Might also get some positive influences at some point. Who knows? Kyril Ahmad does train well. By the way, something I noticed. His Malay is fluent. I don't know if it was fluent back when he arrived here. But that's definitely a positive. I also like the overall effort in training, so yes. Well done. How do we train him these days? Still Shadow Striker. Okay. And then, Yilma. Apparently he made some impressive progress. Okay. I wasn't aware. So the general problem with the Yilma is he's a foreign player and we usually don't have a spot on the bench for him. Let's move on. Zakaria has... He moved up. He's now an influential player, which is very good. And in terms of social groups, he's in a secondary social group A. So I like that too. Cool. Full backing of the squad and all. Intensive language course for both of them. The problem is an intensive language course. There's the cost. An intensive language course costs 15k. For that, we can just sign another player. Yes. Well, no. No, because the Chinese guy will be, Chin Sum will be on the bench now. We might as well not bring a goalkeeper on the bench, but I'd rather not. Does that make sense? At least from my perspective, it does. So I guess in the middle of the season that might be an alternative. Once the 17-year-old Malaysian goalkeeper that I just signed comes in. If we want to put him there. Yeah, it's exactly. Well, it's both actually, if I recall correctly. Norman Ankun did improve a little bit, but let me have a look at something. To be honest, I think we might have misused him most of the time. So his dribbling's shitty, but maybe he belongs up here. In some sort of advanced playmaker role or something. I don't know. Inside forward maybe? No, not really. But he has a decent long shot, decent passing, his flair's bad. Not sure. I'm not 100% sure how to deal with Norman Ankun in the future. That would be a possibility. I haven't decided yet, but you just brought it to my attention that this might be possible. Yes. And Harsey improved a little bit. Well, that's at least they say so. With the thigh strain, though, he will not play anytime soon. Potential ability changes. Yeah, we realized that he will go away. And in his case, the playing time helped a little bit, apparently. Does he play? He does. So that might be a positive impact here. Alright. There's also stuff about the other youth players. I don't think this is important. He does improve a little bit. Fine. Form interactions. Yeah, great analysis. So his average rating is 7.64. I think you can praise him right now. Or we schedule it after the meeting. Badrul Hisham. The 7.26 is not enough, I think. Then we have Baharudin, who could use a coaching course. And the goalkeeping coach as well. So given that I want to keep our staff, yes I do. And the other one I want to keep for sure, due to the personality and his influence on the youth squad. So we will send them both on a coaching course if we can, we have the money. That's it. Alright, end of meeting. And we should praise Ankun for his recent form. 3 assists. Alright, that works. We'll just do a short break here. So, thinking of... Ooh. 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 Well, then obviously you will win this, right? Because in real life, Sarawak United FC are not exactly that threatening, are they? Let's talk about the shortlist. Is Samri still a candidate on the shortlist that we might be willing to sign? Estimated wages of 130 to 170. That's a bit high. He's also 25 at this point. I think he's still an option, but not... Well, the wages are not that impressive. And in general, he might have been a good addition previously, but maybe not more anymore. So I will just throw him from the shortlist. And for now, I'm not interested. We gotta sort through the shortlist, so either we sign them or they go off at some point. I'd rather not have 20 players on the shortlist all the time. Alright, let's have a look at the scouting report. Yeah, this is great. Thank you, Mr. Non-Existent Analyst. So here's a 4-4-2. They seem to have a lot of strengths. Weaknesses are bad positioning. No fitness, no tackling, no acceleration, no determination. No good decision making. Interesting. This goalkeeper broke his collarbone, so I guess he will not play. Who will? This one. This goalkeeper has low communication and positioning is 6-2. We might just catch him out of position. That's the gist of it. So I guess this one's injured too. Twisted ankle. He'll be out for the next match too, which is a positive for me. This one can't jump, but he's a snail. This one can run and jump. In fact, that's a rather decent central defender. As is this one. But he's played as a left back for some reason. Alright. Midfield seems... It's very appropriate, but also very old. Like, he has all of the vision and the technical skills, well, some of them anyway, but not the physicals anymore. And this person is middle of the road, 28-year-old. It's rather good. No complaints about the quality here. Same here. This is fine for a winger. I would probably use that too. And I have no idea how to deal with a striker like this. This is, well, well-rounded, I guess. He's a really good addition and they pay him appropriately. So, yeah. I guess we would be happy with a draw, wouldn't we? No. We wanted that guy. We didn't want that guy, he's too expensive. He's still on the shortlist though. Yeah, I'll remove him from the shortlist, I can't afford that. Simple as that. Fitness coach ad. So I will stop this one too, I've had enough of the messages. Same with the assistant manager ad, there's nobody. And I think we will need to make it through the entirety of the season until we get a solution to this. Kedah will be tough to beat, you don't say. That is true, most likely. What happened here? Tight hamstring. Okay, that might have happened in training. Zakaria's back though. And against a 4-4-2, generally speaking, if we had an additional inverted winger out here, that would be fantastic. I would really like that. Chuchu, that's not Chuchu who did the scouting. No, Amran did the scouting. Did he? Maybe. So somebody did a scouting on Ahmad Nizam. I still think this is a viable addition to the squad. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. That's it. Badrul Hisham is very similar. And recently we had no problems with Badrul Hisham. So I'd rather keep him. He's on a non-contract too. He's been with the club for a while now. Speaks Malay, balanced and media friendly. likes me. Where's he in the hierarchy? Where's dynamics? There. Hierarchy. There he is. Yeah, Badrul Hisham is close to being a highly influential player. He's an influential player these days. No, I think that's appropriate. He plays day in, day out. I have a hard time with the non-contract situation here. I think in general I would like to sign him on a permanent contract. But the 90 euros per match are, well, risk-based. I would argue it's still a steal. Given that we might not play him in the odd match here and there. On the other hand, he played basically everything. 6 appearances, 7.27 rating. The Defenders League stats. Yeah, well, we are 6 matches in, right? You realize. So sure we can. This is in combined with the Shupi Piala FA, but that was a tough match, so I think it's still appropriate to keep it in. Pass completion is very high on the defender. Headers won ratio is 71% for him, and in a Shupi Piala FA, apparently 0. That's bad. He did win 24 headers though. So I don't know, 71% is not bad, considering he's faced with strikers that are likely to be taller than him. Or not taller, but better jumpers. So I guess with Fakrula stats I can live. Mahazir had, in my personal subjective perspective, his performances have been very good. And that is reflected by the headers won ratio. Also good pass completion. Tackling ratio is only 67%, so didn't play that much. 3 and 3 from the bench, but he's the one that threw Carrier off the pitch, basically. Looking at the stats of Carrier, headers won ratio is not that impressive. It's not that bad either, though. Pass completion is fine too. I don't have much of a problem with any of that. So I think we have 3 central defenders that are more or less okay. The biggest concern is that Carrier might get out of shape. So he needs some minutes on the pitch in some game. And I don't know when. On the other hand, Mars here is still struggling with this tight hamstring, so that might be a first indicator that it might be a good idea to let Carrier play for at least one match. Mahar's front door is above average. The fullback's cross completion. Alright. So Badrul Hisham has good crossing in theory. Cross completion 28%.
Hey, yet another member for the fan club.
Are you quite
Hi.
sure it's not a self-help group?
Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know if 28% is much. I seem to recall in recent editions of Football Manager that it might have been a little bit on the higher side, actually, 28%, because I had like 10 to 20% cross completion on some players. But it all depends on the target, obviously. And Elbug Chagtsel, despite being used as a target forward recently. Yeah, thank you very much for the follow. Also, there are rules to this chat, and one of them is not to offer digital merchandise. This is a fast way to get a ban. Oh, it's always the same. So, yeah. I will have a look at the others. Twitch is pestering me about including another break, so see you on the other side, Sharon. So Mazran's at 38. Kamarudin barely played. Wow. He completed 1 cross out of 2, so that doesn't really matter. And Harsh Singh, I don't think played that much, did he? No. Didn't cross. Alright. Just to repeat this for you, Chernalot. So Masrin has 38% cross completion. Here. I think this is somewhat reasonable as in the amount of crosses overall is it reflects some statistical trend at least. Didn't create that many chances from it though, and that's probably due to the fact that he plays on support role these days and not on attack role. Pass completion is outstanding though, and he has a ton of key passes. So I'm very happy with this in general. And Kamarudin had 2 crosses overall, and well, 1 found its target, so you can't really deduct anything from that. Also crossing is 7, so... But this makes the 28% of Badrul Hisham obviously look way worse. I'm not sure if it is that bad. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Look at, for example, Bauru. Bauru's cross completion is 1. That's 4%. Well, he completed 1 cross. That's 4%. He did make 6 appearances. That's sad. He scored instead. So... Also, his crossing can't be responsible for that. I doubt that's it. I rather think he penetrates, and then there's nobody to cross towards. Well, he might need to cut back with the ball, and he doesn't do that. Instead, he scores. So, as long as he scores, I don't care much, do I? And Christopher on the other side, how many matches did he play? 1 and 5 from the bench. Cross completion is 36%. That said, it's 4 crosses only. I think this is, statistically speaking, this is lackluster territory. Like, I don't think you can deduct much from that. We need to wait until the end of the season, or at least half of the season. And we should probably have a look at Harsey too. He did play. 5 appearances. Cross completions 20%. 11 points of crossing. Mentals are a bit off. Good passing. I think the most important thing here is not the 1 goal scored or the fact that he had some shots on target. The most important thing is that he creates there's key passes and he creates chances. So I'm okay with that. Baru on the other side doesn't create chances, but as long as he scores, I probably shouldn't care. Key passes, yeah, these are available. Elbug Chagtsel, that wasn't your question. But he also has key passes. Had 2 goals, 10 shots on target. I think that's okay-ish. It could be way worse. I also want to put out there, the form is 6.95 right now. Well, contrasting the 7.13 last time when we focused pretty much everything on him. So his average rating is a little lower, but I would argue it comes at the benefit of the rest of the squad. They have higher average rating. What's going on here? Well, Coke's empty. Can you bring me some? Pretty please? You just were in the kitchen. So I guess now that you got your pizza, you might as well bring me some Coke. Otherwise, I will need to grab it myself. And I really don't want to do that. Me? No, I'm trying to be funny. It's all fine. Yes. Seriously, it's all fine. I guess I'm... I don't know. There's nothing going on really. I might be I might feel a little bit under the weather, but it's not like I'm bad or anything. I'm fine. So we'll play him for 90 minutes, won't we? I didn't even have a look at the player. Who was it? Of course it doesn't work now. This menu is really annoying. It's Da Costa Lima, okay. So Da Costa Lima's training has been lackluster, and it's really a problem because I thought we could play more of the foreign players more often than not. And we can't. Just, there's players that are more important. That's it. Also, I can resolve the issue with the coke myself. So, let's have a look at this goalkeeper again. It says it's a B- signing, so obviously I will ignore that and sign him anyway. Throwing's bad, kicking's not good, one-on-ones are lackluster, communication is low. That said, communication is something he will learn throughout his career, positioning too, anticipation too. Agility is fine, and the rest of his stats are somewhat okay, but more importantly, he's fairly professional, sadly also media friendly, and I think he belongs in the under-21s. Also, he wanted, just to put that out there, in case somebody didn't watch it at the start of the stream, he wanted 50 to 70 euros a week. And we got him for 35. Because, I don't know, I'm a genius. Negotiating. That's the truth, I'm a genius. You want me to repeat it again? No. Also, I'm not a genius. So we will accept this. I think we can afford 35 euros, and an 18-year-old with that personality will probably develop somehow. And if he doesn't, he might be a positive impact on the remainder of the squad. So does Rumley. We will also allow him to join on trial, obviously, until he can join on a permanent basis in May. That's 1.5 months, though. Still looking for a defensive midfielder, still looking for additions in the transfer window, and, well, some of the players have contracts running out at the end of the season. And Baru is starting to get on my nerves. So Shane Thomas Baru previously kept complaining about the lack of quickness training. Now he complains about the high volume of strength training. Like, he could really use to lift, I don't know, a bottle of water from time to time, I guess. Yes, you have that right. But it's more like, for the coming years signing, maybe he is good enough to play here and there, at least in the youth team, and he can rot in the under-21s for 2 years, and I don't care much. It's fine. We might also be able to loan him out. But in the under-21s he does play in the rubbish league, but what do I care? For this amount of money, that's okay. And if we can either loan him out, get some money for him, or sell him, get some money for him, that's good business. Because he's on a 3.5-year contract afterwards, I think, or 3 years. So that's 35 times 52 times 3. We're talking 5,460 euros. And some appearance fees in case he makes it to the pitch in the senior squad. So approximately 5.5k. Good idea, yes. But, well, once he joins, I guess as long as he's under 19, right? So I think this is reasonable. There's nobody else in the under-21s. All of the stuff is under 19 players, if I recall correctly. Yeah, you can see by the age. Baru's unhappy with training and I will not do anything about this. And Mendruk is now complaining about the high amount of strength training too. And he can honestly... that. Go away. I did replace one of the training sessions just to repeat that, in case you didn't see it. I replaced the endurance session with a general physical session because they kept complaining about the lack of quickness training. Now they complain about too much strength training. Because they need to lift something at some point. Anyway, time for a Coke. Here be. So I made it all the way to the kitchen. Look what I found. Great. There's also discussions to be had, I think, about some of the players. So this is like preliminaries. Is it how they call it, right? For whatever happens in the transfer window. And this transfer window basically is a preliminary action for whatever happens at the end of the season. So it's by extent 2 times. But some of the contracts runs out. You have a confession. You beat Sarawak United in the cup, didn't you? That's what's going on here. No. Seriously. Why would you do that? The stuff is not healthy. Well, I guess the one without sugar is... I'm not even sure. So, looking at this, let me put it that way. That's good, and I'm a bad influence now. So, don't listen to me, don't drink this stuff. Well, do listen to me, don't drink this stuff. But I usually drink a lot of water too. So, now you don't have fast food anymore. I guess that's a positive. Zakaria, he's primary member of the squad, I think that's fine. Mendrock will go away anyway. In fact, we will need a replacement in the winter transfer window, so that's a thing. Ankun is quite expensive for what he offers to the squad. Let's have a look at his... well, it says 7.5 here because he scored. So I guess I stand corrected somehow. He's been reliable throughout the seasons. So I guess the amount of money he demands is fine. Elbug Chagtsel, same. Bakrula, definitely want to keep. But it's really just about Ankun here because his contract runs out. So I guess my question here is, do we want to extend this prior to it running out, or do we want to risk losing him? My biggest concern here is we somehow got used to it. He doesn't really develop, but he trains well. Looking at this, we can't really call this development, can we? Maybe adaptation to the role, and his balance is really bad. So most likely not. I'm not sure, Mies, but I think like I get the joke, but I think Twitch doesn't understand the jokes here. If it comes to drugs. So drugs are bad. Just for the protocol, drugs are bad. All of them. Nard Kilosto Christopher. So this is more of a concern to me. His contract will be extended once he has a certain amount of matches though. Diego's contract is concerning. So we do play him most of the time, and he gets vast bonuses here. So I think it's either we play him going forward, we pay him 250 or something, and get rid of the bonuses, or we don't keep him and play somebody else there. So I guess the question is there anyone that would be willing to pay for him? And more importantly, would we get a replacement in central midfield? Cheers! Don't forget to drink, guys. So, what do you think of Diego in his current state? I guess the biggest question is, do we want to keep him at all? Yeah, he scored recently. Doesn't show here. It might have been in a cup game. Was it in a cup game? Exactly, against Selangor. So he scored in a match against Selangor, and overall his performances have been average, which is a positive in this squad. I would argue. Every squad member that has average performances and plays day in, day out, no problem. So that would imply that we keep him, maybe even an additional year, because there's no clause here to extend the contract, so we might as well do it now, prior to it running into the last half a year. But we need to get rid of this damn goal scoring bonus and the assist bonus. Funnily enough, yes. But that never really made an impact. Well, it did. Remember back when we played him as a striker? Back then it made an impact, because 8 points of jumping reach were really high for Liga M3. But up here with all of the foreigners, it doesn't really have that much of an impact. It might have from time to time, but it's not a primary concern, I think. He can't really do playmakerish stuff. He's not good enough for that, to dictate play. He's a worker, more or less. So box-to-box midfielder is fine. I guess the question is, do we have an alternative in mind? In case we would get rid of him. Who would play there? Ibrahim. He's not much better. The amount of money is worse. Yes, I thought about that too. In fact, I might have been last night at some point. And then there's a bunch of, like, I don't know what to do with all of these. He's some sort of a worker too, but not really interested. Armed forces have a central defender that might do some a good job as a box-to-box, but he's not better. Also 27 years old. So, not really what I'm looking for. We also have McManamy that trains in that position, but he's not good on the physical side, and he never will be. Just because he's very prone to injury, and then we're going into the deadbeat no way territory. And here, I can't really see anything here. So there's also Malik here. Just putting that out there. He's not the same player type, but we could go into the next season with this kind of player. None of the Russians wants to come in on trial. I don't know. It feels like they are not allowed to leave most of the time. Who was it? Here. He has asked to leave. So he wants to leave, but they don't let him. There's some joke somewhere here. I'm just not sensitive to it. See? They don't let him leave. This is currently a Russian club. That's how it works. And he will go to the under-21s. So yeah, not sure if we want to keep Diego. What I am sure though is we need another 30-second break. BRB. Yeah, that's a good idea. So Malik's also hurt. 2 to 4 weeks with pulled knee ligaments. Off to a great start. Malik is more of a defensive-minded guy. Diego is, as you can see, he's a physical person. And I think you need this kind of physical player in midfield in general, in particular once he's used as a box-to-box midfielder. So there's for me personally, that's why I ask about it. This is on razor's edge somehow, because on one hand, I think we might be able to re-sign him and maybe pay him 250 or something. So it will be fine, maybe even lower. On the other hand, I'm thinking maybe we can just loan him on, make some additional money on him, and go through the rest of the season without him. And both of them make some sense to me, but I don't have a strong opinion on it either way. Yes, well, it was. So he's balanced and media friendly. Keep in mind that balanced is a shitty personality overall because this is a non-new gen. So he might have way worse personality, it just doesn't show here. That's the way as I cope with it. So, funnily enough, a balanced player that is a new gen usually has better personality than one that is actually existent in real life. You know, because nobody will be labeled mercenary that exists in real life. Or, I don't know, volatile or something. So, they don't do that. I guess the volatile might show up here. But anyway, I think we can offer a new contract. We can try. He wants to be an important player though. His overall happiness is pretty okay. He did play most of the matches because he was the strongest option available. He would be willing to leave, he says. So he would prefer to stay, but he's open to speaking to other clubs. And considering last season, back when he played with Kelantan, which didn't really help him at all in Liga M3, we might find an option for him. I guess that's what I'm going for. Then again, maybe we can re-sign him for cheaper wages. That said, I do not want to have him as an important player. I think the importance in the squad is too high. I'm hoping that he's replaceable. Just because I'm very flexible, well, in this particular position. I'm flexible about playing a central midfielder or not. I might as well go with two defensive midfielders. And Diego doesn't fit the bill there. He also can't really play in attacking midfield or in defensive midfield. He might do as a striker though, so you have a point there. Yes. Exactly. So I'll go with regular starter instead, maybe he's still interested. Okay. And that's too much. So he's on 230 now, that said, the bonuses are gone. And that would be a 1-year contract extension. So, assuming... Let's have a look at his existing contract. 230. Still some loyalty bonus. And vast bonuses down here. So say, if we get it to 250 or something, this would be fine. I do not want an option here or anything, so don't care. So I'll start with 200. Maybe 210. Alright. Let's make it 220 then. Same wage as right now, just without the bonuses. 1 additional year. That's fine with him. So now we reduce this a little bit. So in effect, we did reduce his wages. Because the bonuses went away. Now we will just look until he starts complaining. This also doesn't really change anything about the fact that we might still loan him out. Alright. Now let's give this contract an additional clause. Just 5% in case we get relegated, which I do not expect, but it might be. He cares about this. Now, let's see if we can have an optional extension here. He doesn't like that. He might want to leave. Now let's see if we can shave off €5 of this one. Doesn't like that either. So is this a reasonable contract overall? To 30, appearance fee got reduced. The assist and the goal bonus went away, so that's €95 saved in case he scores. Loyalty bonus got reduced. I think this is totally appropriate. His importance on the pitch did increase. His wages did decrease. I can live with that. I think that's okay. 2 days. That might be a close call. So I'm happy with that. Also, double dipping him and playing him as a striker. The observation in training, despite playing him, is that he doesn't train well and he doesn't develop. In fact, the development has been negative. So the suspicion is that his personality is bad. Overall. Like, that's just the way it is. But sometimes you need to cope with stuff like this. And it's way easier to keep him than to sign another player for $350. And Mies just posted a meme. Oh, thanks Mies, that's good. I like it. I should do a video at some point. Chris reacts to Sarawak United memes. Then again, I can't react to those anymore. Not fair. So, we will not get a head physio. We will not get a physio either. He generated 20 memes, didn't he? The last one, I think the last one is not correct. Usually, the seldom for profit thing should be on both of these, on the third and the fourth. So you would need to rephrase it. I guess seldom for profit can still be considered a negative. Or a positive. I don't know. Memology. You realize I'm an expert. Whatever. It's fine. So I also want your attention for the dynamic screen for a second. The social groups shifted again, and it seems like Chin Siu Sum is still somebody that has a hard time adapting to the rest of the squad. Okay, so it was explicitly stated like this. Kamarudin and Mendruk apparently get along just fine. I would like to keep Kamarudin around, but that will not happen. Because, well, Kedah will not like it. And then the secondary social group A. That's mostly youngsters, but Zakaria leads them. That's interesting. And the core social group here, that's the old guys, basically. Old guys. Like it. Alright, matches tomorrow. Is there anything here that needs to be scouted? Don't think so. We will lose our position up there. No problem. And I will talk to the players about their training performances now. So, yeah. I will use this for a 1-minute ad break, because, well, I can. And we will, I will do all the talking, so you don't have to suffer through this. Chernala taught me that yesterday. So, see you on the other side. That's it. We will do all the praises here. So this is just a regular part of Football Manager, I feel. You just have to do this. And there's not really a way around it. Obviously you can leave it, but it has an impact on morale. Morale has an impact on the results on the pitch, and well, it's some sort of circular thing. Because results on the pitch have, again, a positive impact on morale. So that's why we do this, and we do it every single time until somebody starts complaining that we talk to them too much. Or we praise them very easily. Usually I go, say, until 7.5. And it also has to do with the personality, obviously. Some of them have a hard time accepting praise, some of them have an easy time accepting praise but hate it if they get criticized. Alright, I think we made it through the majority of them. My biggest concern with him is really that he doesn't train well recently. I don't know why. Well, that's what we did previously, didn't we? But I guess in this kind of formation, we explicitly didn't do that for a reason. We wanted to be defensively reliable, and Matherin's high cross completion, funnily enough, might have to do with the fact that he only does so in appropriate situations now. So I'm not so sure. Just putting that out there, there's still the attacking high block formation. It also says support here, so never mind. But previously he did overlap here, and that's why how we used it, right? But it came at the detriment of defensive vulnerability. That's the wrong phrasing, but you get the gist. We did have opportunities created by the opposition on this wing. So, I think there's also the weaker central defender usually placed here. Might as well change that, but I think it's fine as it is. Just going back here. So we played 6 matches, 7 in fact. 6 matches in the league. And 1 cup match. And we did concede 3 goals. So that's less than half a goal per match. This is only league stats though. So whatever. It's 3 goals conceded in 6 matches. So half a goal a match. I'm not saying you're wrong, Journal. I think it's a good suggestion if we want to make a bigger impact. That said, we do make a dent here. Like, I'm conflicted. On one hand, I want to always fiddle and to improve with this or that, so I think the suggestion makes sense. On the other hand, something that I should adhere to more often than not is don't fix what's not broken. And in this case, the overall machine seems to work. Considering the player material available to us and, you know, the expectations at the start of the season and so on and so forth, if we end up top half, that's great. That's a really good result. And also, like this, don't want to emphasize it too much because apparently I talk about finance all the day, but the economic situation of the club improved vastly. So, from that perspective, expectations will rise anyway. That or we spend it on a training center or something. Holy shit, we might as well sign a physio at some point. Yeah, but then I would go that way anyway. So you are completely right. And that's why I cut it back a little bit. It was too aggressive for my taste at the end of last season, so I don't wanna throw that plan out the window now that it seems to work. But it's like, I share your opinion in I share your opinion in general, Journal. I just think it makes sense to be careful with that. Sometimes, today I read a YouTube video thumbnail title by some popular channel that gives advice to young male adults or something. And it said just walk away or just don't do anything. And, well, both of these actually, I think. And I think that's something that we are very prone to do. Like, doing something just to do something But in reality, sometimes it's really useful not to do anything. Just keep it calm and steady. Things will sort themselves out. And usually I'm not the one to have that perspective. So this is quite contrary to what I usually would do, right? No, it's fine, man. It's fine. I really enjoy the conversation. For me, it's hard for me to have a distinction between what's comments that are with a serious tone and comments that are somewhat well, at the most extreme extent, some sort of trolling or making fun. Both of these obviously have a place here, but you know, I don't have a voice, I don't have a face for any of these comments. So as a result, I might get it wrong from time to time. But I hope you see that it's not ill intent. And also, just it's a really old story at this point, but you might remember Explosive Birthday Cake back then or Mangled Cabbage. Obviously, this conversation doesn't always go the way you want it to go. Sometimes people might feel ignored despite you not having any bad intent. Because, well, I don't know, they expect otherwise or whatever. To this day, I cannot tell. So, I think I will adhere to Mises memes though. Because Elbug Chagtsel in 7 appearances scored 2 goals. That's still not horrible. A striker could do better, but on the other hand, the average rating is fine. No big concerns there. Let's have a look at the rest. Jinsu Sum's last match wasn't good. Muhd Jalil, on the other hand, doesn't train well. Thiago Motta. Name rings a bell. Motta is very unique as a name. Says here he's a football manager. 41, Italy. Okay. Former player. I think I knew him as a player maybe, but from where? Okay, former PSG. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't have known. But the last name is very unique. So 2-7-2 system. 7 midfielders, 2 strikers, 2 defenders. Okay. Huh. That's 11 players on the pitch though. So no goalkeeper? Okay. Okay. Well, maybe I should have a look at that. Do you have, I don't know, a source video, something? Maybe I can have a look at that later today. Okay. Well, I can't really say much about that. Sounds like there could be an interesting system behind it. What do I know? So I don't think we need to debate about Elbug's appearance on the pitch. Do we? He also did score last match, so that's fine. We will praise him for that. That's alright. Overall conduct has been good too, so we will praise that too. There you go, perfect morale. Seven on the left, 2 in the center, 7 on the right. Yeah, the other way. 7 in the center, 2 on the right. I see. But isn't that 2 on the left, 7 in the center, including the goalkeeper, 2 on the right. So that's most of the systems. Come to think of it, 4-2-3-1 adheres to that too. As does basically any system that doesn't go with a back 3 or back 5. more or less. Anything that's with a 4-man defense and not very narrow. And even the narrow formations usually have some sort of half-winger. That or, you know, I'm a brute that doesn't know anything about football, which might be entirely true. Christopher. Well, Christopher played recently, obviously. He did come off last match. Had 4 key passes, good passing overall. No chances created, though. We'll praise him for the passing, I think. And overall, the conduct is fine, too. Sadly, Harsh is not available yet, so... Okay. Well, as I said, if there's a source for this, maybe I will have a look at it later. Baru. Baru's recent performances have been interesting. He scored 3 goals, and then the last match was a 6.6. Tackling was fine, didn't create any chances though. We will praise that one spot on tackle. Tell him that he didn't create much last match. He agrees. And the conduct I'd rather not touch. Alright, yeah, thank you very much. I will have a look at it later. Obviously not right now. But that's interesting, sure. We attack with 11 players. Well, why not? Next. So Diego just got a contract offer. Sadly, he will not agree to this prior to the start of the match. Training rating is not that good. His overall form, I think the last match was appropriate. It wasn't great though. And we can criticize the lack of chances created, I think. We want a higher standard, right? So let's ruffle some feathers. Tackling 1 out of 2. Defensive heading is not very impressive. He hit both of his shots on target, but both were long shots. Yeah. As I said, not that impressive. If he continues to play like this, though, we will probably not get relegated anytime soon. Norman Ankun. Ankun had a 7.1 rating. Created a chance, 4 key passes, passing overall was good. Didn't win a single header, though. So we praise the fact that he knows how to pass a ball. Now he's in perfect morale and we are happy too. For now. Zakaria. This guy's just impressive. There's no way around it. I really like this. So he did improve even further. Where's halfback? Probably a defensive role, isn't it? No, it isn't. Halfback is under H, Chris. That's how the alphabet works. Yeah, composure is a bit low. But otherwise, this is really great. Just look at this. I also still stand by the point that we will probably use him as a Segunda Volante next season. His strength increased. He's now a 9. 9 points of strength on a person of 1.69 m. He reminds me of Shaqiri in a way. Obviously way different position, but interesting. Mazrin's morale is perfect already. I forgot talking to him about his performance. So he came on in minute 62. Didn't create any chances. He had 1 good tackle though. We'll praise that 1 tackle. Obviously. And we will criticize the fact that he didn't create any chances. It's his job after all, even as a halfback. Mazrin is in perfect morale. No use talking to him. For whatever reason, I guess due to the training rating. Mahazir. So, let me go on protocol here. This guy's 23. I did not expect this. I realized that due to his age, this makes sense, given that he gets first team experience, but I did not expect this. This is not Zakaria level of development just yet, but it is a positive trend. We're playing him for 6 matches. I wouldn't have gotten the same with Carrier. So that's really good, from my perspective. Obviously, there's major problems here. like 1 point of passing. On the other hand, he plays short, simple passes, and his passing ratio is quite outstanding, I think. 88% for somebody with 1 point of passing. Yeah, that's... I guess we can call this appropriate. And the mental side, well, positioning's bad. But he didn't make that many mistakes in defense so far. So I guess we can live with that. Shall we play him again? Pfft, why not? This is one that might need an extension. Like, he will probably hit the 15, right? Still, this is a contract that might need to be extended. For now, though, let's have a look at his form. So, last match, 10 out of 13 headers. I think this is okay. We'll praise this. He accepts. Otherwise, not much to say. Marking is 12. I'm not so sure, man. Well, that aged like milk. Because apparently Fakrula is the best marker in the squad with a 13. That said, his well, no. I will probably dial back a little bit on that. His concentration is 4. So I would argue probably Mahasir is still a better marker. Because Fakrula is not one to concentrate very well. 5 out of 5 headers. At least he won the ones he attempted. Where is it? Here. About his conduct, we can probably praise that at this point. And then there's Badrul Hisham. Didn't praise his training for a reason. Passing is great, I think, overall. There it is. Didn't create any chances though, so that's an obvious criticism. And the conduct overall is fine, but due to the yellow card, I won't touch this. Jinsyu Sum I talked to already, didn't I? No, I didn't. So I will criticize him for the goal conceded. I do think he should have saved that one. He tipped it straight into the own net. I'm not a big fan of that particular scene. Yeah, I agree. This is unacceptable. It cost us the victory. And I would argue this is a goalkeeper's mistake, but whatever, happens. What about the rest? Who did play? Mandruk did. Let's have a look at him. 6.6 rating, good passing overall, so we can praise that, I guess. And he didn't create any chances, same as always. So that's easy. Great. Maybe talk to him about the conduct too, because his conduct was totally fine. Quite contrary to Pascal Stenzels today in the match of Stuttgart. What else is available here? McManamy barely played, did he? Didn't even make an appearance. Ahmad might have gotten onto the pitch. Yeah, for 3 minutes though. Don't want to comment on that. Shadil? Oh. This one. Yes. But I don't think he can. I think the league rules, the registration might be a problem there. Okay. We will have a look at the opposition instructions straight after the break. Here be. So there we are. There's a player named Drumlan behind this. I'll just open it up. I have no idea. It's an 18-year-old left back that I don't know. That's off to a great start. So what do we know? Well, we know that the striker is not strong on the physical side. He has decent off-the-ball movement, rather okay dribbling. Bravery's low. Did he get injured recently? That seems like a history of various small-scale injuries, probably not worth the hard tackle. He is unsharp though. I don't have a strong opinion on this. Adriano is the best quality we can get in the league, more or less. He's paid 1.1k per week. That's a ton of money for us. So, not sure what to do with him. We could mark him tightly or something, but that will not be successful. He's match fit. He had a torn calf muscle last year, though. Middle of last year. That's done. So, not sure what to do about him either. Obviously, this guy's way worse, but I have no idea. He's damn fast, though. Rashid here seems to have problems with his jumping and his strength. Not the same for Adriano, but he has too, so floating stuff so far seems to be a good idea. For the majority of the squad, not so much for the penalty area. Off the ball movement's fine, passing's fine, he's left-footed, has a good cross. Closing him down, composure is okay, dribbling is okay, first touch is great. I don't think there's much to do here. Showing him to the outside and hoping for the best, maybe. That's about it. So in that case, he would need to rely on his passing, which is a little bit worse and also on the right foot. Oops, sorry, that helps. Good passing, good vision. Off the ball movement is okay too. Dribbling is low. Strength is 10 though. So tight marking him maybe, but then again, tight marking him relies on having a player that is strong on the physical side to a degree, or has good marking. We will have a problem with that. I don't know. I guess mark him out of the game anyway. But we will not... It's not easy to do, and it's even worse here. So this person is 39. The good part is he's really old and his physical attributes are, well, they declined a lot. He does have bravery though, so marking him out of the game again, maybe that's an option. He knows when to get away from the player. It's not sure that he still can. With a pace of 6 and an acceleration of 5, agility and balance are also low. So chances are we will get that done. But it's hard. You can absolutely dominate a pitch with a player like this if you want to. And him, he's left-footed. Funnily enough, we'll show him to the outside, I think. To the right. 8 points of crossing on the right foot. That might help. Closing him down or tight marking, maybe easing of dribbles, easing of tackles against him might be a good idea. Didn't do that for him. In his case, his dribbling's good, composure's fine. Technique is okay. First touch is okay. So I think easing of tackles facing him might be an idea. I know jack shit about him, so don't know. I know that he's 18 years old. Chances are his positioning is bad. But what do I know? He's also somewhat tired for some reason. So we might explicitly go down the right. Because this one is not a good defender either. That said, a 4-4-2 has its weakness usually in the middle, so I'm not sure. He has bad passing, so no tight marking on him, that's for sure. In fact, we can probably... But his passing's better. 3 to 12. So we might mark him from time to time. He's 16 years old. The central defender. Not entirely reflected by the face. Positioning is 7, heading is 8. This is something that needs to be exploited to a degree. The problem is he's not that bad. Like, his acceleration and pace could be better, obviously, but it's not that horrible. Same with the positioning and all of that stuff, and he's a really good tackler. So what do I do with this? Low strength. Dribbling's low. First touch is low. Bravery is okay though. So trigger the press on him maybe? And Elbug can decide himself if he wants to go in hard or not. This person, 10 points of jumping. Strength is 5. Bravery is high. Not much else to say. Passing is 7. I would argue probably if we want somebody to be marked in the back 4, it's this one. Never mind. Then again, we might as well mark him tightly. So this one's the best one, obviously. That's good. He is not prone to cross the ball. He's prone to passing it though. Good passer. Left-footed, so we show him to the outside too. And there's not much else to say here, I think. Other than maybe try to mark him out of the game, but that'll be hard. This gives a really weird lineup, because these two are marked tightly and we basically invite them to play through the left. Yeah, and that's the goalkeeper we had a look at the start of the stream. So communication is 6 only. First touch is really low. Overall, the attribute stats are the overall attributes, the goalkeeping attributes are fine. Mental, well, positioning is 6 only. Anticipation is really low. Composure is really low. Agility is 9 though. I guess my argument here is it's okay. There might be mistakes in the coordination of defense though. And that's a positive for me. So, that's all of the opposition instructions I can think of. Should the lineup be changed in accordance to what we just realized, considering their squad? So he's faced with Baru. Baru's damn fast. I have no idea how fast he is. Only that he's small, so chances are he's rather fast. Positioning might be off though, or he might have really low concentration. This one is the one that is faced with Christopher. Christopher is the one to cut inside. That is appropriate. So he's a good defender and Christopher will have a hard match. It's not like Harsh is available, so we can't do much about that. We might play, I don't know, one of the other freak appearances, but I don't think that will happen. So we will do that for next match only. Let's submit this. Go to the dressing room. Ankun's nervous about his battle. Yeah, sure. This is a match away from home. Everybody's motivated. We will go for revenge as always. And I will tell them all that I have confidence in their skill. Perfect. Alright. Take a break for a minute. Stand up, take a walk, whatever. We will have 1.5 minutes of break, so we don't have to do extended breaks in the middle of the match. Okay? Well, you know, a short one maybe. But I will do that now. See you on the other side. Alright, welcome back. So this is Kedah Darul Aman FC. Yes, I had to hover over this because I just can't remember the name. Based in Sarawak United FC. In the Liga Super Malaysia. This is an away match. And we want to have a win. Given what we conceded last match, the primary concern though is not to concede today. And we will do this in a balanced formation as always. We had very much a lot of success with that one recently. I guess that goes back to the balanced, it's not a formation, a balanced mentality. This goes back to Mies though, I think. Mies was pestering me repeatedly. Play a balanced mentality, and for some reason it works. So let's just hope it remains that way. And if it doesn't, well, we will use one of the other formations at some point and the other mentalities. For now though, we will encourage a squad and hope that we will have a good match. That's the first chance already, isn't it? It isn't. Good tackle by Masrin in the on-penalty area. And that's a yellow. To me that's a yellow. Even though it's the start of the match. Masrin's cross is ways away from where it should be. Elbug Chagtsel closes down the ball in this case, really. Elbug. Zakaria's back on the pitch, and it does show immediately. Reasonable passing in the defensive area, that's good. Badrul Hisham, Baru. That was a really bad pass. I did forget about something. Christopher crosses the ball, didn't find Elbug. Here you go, Ankun, take the shot. He doesn't. That was way too late. Badrul Hisham, Baru. Alright. I shouldn't forget, so their defensive line consists of one player that I don't know about, but he's 1m74, so probably not a wonderful jumper. Fernandez is a 9 in the jumping. He's a 10. And he's a 15. So I guess I don't need to float crosses in after all. 3 out of 4 are reasonable or good jumpers. So we're trying to get it done on the lower areas. Close to the pitch. Christopher's missing on the left. I'm not sure if it's that much. Because, well, let me just go back to this. Obviously, this is the way you play Football Manager. You interrupt the match all the time. So he has very good positioning and all of that stuff, but he's a wide defender. The other two here, the movement is really bad on Junior. His name's Junior, but he's 34. Junior Elstol has really bad movement, but the positioning and all is fine. Fernandez. So I don't know what my point is. I think you have one. Because Elbug Chagtsel is faster than this. And we do target crosses towards the target forward. Well, the area target forward. So he might be at the end of this. That or one of the roaming midfielders. And that's totally appropriate. Obviously Ankun as well as Diego are not our primary goal scorers. But whatever. And as long as Ankun loses the ball like this, we are in trouble anyway. Didn't win it back. Didn't get a yellow card immediately. Safavi, that's easy for Chinsiusun. I don't know. They might, well, it would make sense for them to be more related to passing skill. But the players don't take low crosses even if you instruct them to do so in all the situations. That got intercepted, sadly. Diego wins the ball back. Nice one. It's not Diego. Elbug Chagtsel won the ball back. Sorry. Christopher. Will he cut inside? He should. In this case, though, he went for the corner, and that's appropriate. I think that's good. I also didn't really have a look at the playing style they prefer. Not bad. That goes over the goal, though. First chance of the match. Badrul Hisham, throw in, Ankun. What will we do? There's the cross. An Elbug. I guess the argument could be made that Christopher was in a better position. He's not a good jumper, though. Interesting kick. Oh, that's ways open here. That's the 16-year-old, and this is a really dangerous striker from these situations, Adriano. We shouldn't let them cross. It was a good opportunity. Luckily, Chin Seo-sun was there to save. Yellow for whom? Oh, one of theirs. Who got it? Ramlan. Alright, so he's tired already. He's 16 years old. We didn't really exploit this up until now, but I think it's Baru Day. Let's go down the right. Let's try to make life as difficult as we can for this youngster. That didn't go anywhere. Well done, Baru. In this case, I think the cross was the wrong decision. He should have run with it, past his man. Just straight into the penalty area, to make it really difficult for the defender. In particular, given that he's on a yellow card. Mahasir is slightly out of position there. Ah! That was a vital tackle. In the penalty area, on a yellow card by the 16-year-old against Baru. I guess they found their hero at least up until minute 18 and a half. Fakrullah with a cross, and that ends up with the keeper. What do you guys think so far? Low amount of chances, obviously. Possession is pretty much even. We lost the ball there again. Zakaria with a long ball. Christopher, it's offside. Damn it. Diego. Elbug. You mean the whatever the foreign player was, somewhere from the Balkans. Look at that! The 16-year-old finds the form of his life, basically today. That was a vital interception. Otherwise we would have scored or maybe provoked the second yellow. That's not bad, but well, the header is bad. But Bojan Seger, he's Serbian. I would probably take him, yes, for our squad. The rest of them, not so much. I think the other ones, I'd rather not. But this guy? Where does he come from anyway? Was in Serbia, Montenegro, Uzbekistan previously. I probably would sign him just for the fact that he has scouting knowledge later on. For now though, we will deal with what we have. Ankun lost the ball a lot today. I'm not sure if that's... I don't know why this happens. Let's put it that way. Is this a systemic issue already? Just give it back to the keeper, man. That's fine too. It's not fine. Wow, we got really lucky in that case. "29 minutes played. Ball's intercepted again. That'll be a cross from deep. Or not. Or it will be. Vital challenge by Mazrin this time. Oh, Baru, take it off him. Where's Baru? Here. I want him to mark this person. I want him to trigger the press more often, I think. Sadly, he's really bad at tackling. So, ease of tackles, maybe. He is, right? Where's Baru here? Yeah, Baru's tackling is free. Work rate is okay, though. Aggression is fine. So, maybe mark that guy in particular. I guess we had that coming with that defensive performance. Skips past the defensive line, and that's great technique. The first attempt is blocked by Badrul Hisham, and the second one, Jinsu Sun doesn't look well here. I don't know. Last time was somewhat unlucky, this time... The defensive part of the squad is all over the place. What did they do? It's Ramlan that's on a yellow. Who's he marking? Yeah, Ramlan, okay. What would I want to change here? So up until that one scene, it was a match of really low-grade chances in general. On both sides. It's too late now, we gotta increase the risk at some point. After 34 minutes though, not sure. It's only one goal. That's a reasonable combination. And Diego's missed the opportunity to take the pass here. They could be considered somewhat slow. So... Good tackle by Elbug. Ankun. Decent. Masrin. Where's the low cross? There's the cross, there's the goal by Elbug Chagtsel. Third goal of the season. So much for defensive forward doesn't score. That also happened down the left, by the way. That's a great effort by Masrin. Skips past Seeger. And Elbug Chagtsel's there too. Well, that's a defender's mistake too. Could have headed that one away. So hopefully we can have another one of these. He could have scored 15 at this point and he wouldn't be happy. Alright. One bow. So, he scored from the byline, you say. Is there anything in particular that we can do about this? Sure. So we tell him to cross from the byline. That implies that he needs to run down the byline. Why not? I would want to come up with something to deal with this person. On the other hand, the Ramlan example here, he's in poor condition at this point. So I still think we emphasize going down the right wing. Only Bauru had a better performance today. Playing okay on a 6.5. So we will tell him that this is not good enough. He's nervous. Never tight mark and hard tackle. So that they play through him and then we get the ball from him, so he is forced to challenge us. This is what we're going for? His passing is 3 to 12, so that might be 7 or something. Assuming we do not mark him tightly, we'll get the ball. But like the chance for the goal that we conceded was created where? It was created on the left, wasn't it? So assuming we trigger the press on him. Yeah, true. Well, and we don't know anything about his physical form, so might as well go with hard tackles here. I did use easy tackles on Barudo, which does make sense to me. And trying to come up with somebody that can play there, but it's really just Valal Pekaguit. So, well, Elbug Chagtsel might drift out there from time to time. Back to the dressing room. So, I do think this is somewhat okay. The two that were related to the goal obviously are happy. The rest of them, their performance is not that great. So, I think we didn't create much and we're not positive enough, that's true. Everybody's motivated and fired up. Apparently this is the appropriate statement. These all 6.7 and below I think is not good enough. That's also true for the goalkeeper, by the way. Yeah. We will tell them. No yellow cards so far, which is good. You two, you have a good match. Alright. And these two, you can definitely do more. Okay. At least this round of feedback seems to have gone appropriately. So, minuscule break, second half. Let's go. That's off to a great start, I would argue. They switched the striker and somebody else on the pitch. Easy one for Chin Siu Sung. That said, they still had a shot, or a header. Ramlan has a free kick. Well done by Mahars here. Kept his calm. Mazarin drifting forward a little bit. Christopher loses the ball. That can happen. Looking at this. So, I don't know what area Ankun is covering right now, and Diego and Zakaria are basically on the same spot. Alright. So, that makes sure that the strikers don't get supply. Abdul Rashid seems to be hurt. You gotta be kidding me. This 18-year-old drumline person is the one responsible for the next assist for Adriano. And I have no idea how to deal with Adriano. He was part of the goal scoring in the first half here. I just praised Mahas here. He was caught out of position there. Sure, Nabarugo is down and hopefully he's not hurt. Yeah, no, it's not good. Rashid is on the yellow too now. Okay. So given that Baru just went down, well, it doesn't help to blame it on anyone right now. We can't do anything about it. What we can do though is Baru has a shitty game so far. Like, not entirely, but there's barely any creativity here. So focus and play down the right still feels appropriate, but we didn't really create anything from it. I will bring him on. That's still somewhat appropriate. Is there anyone else that needs replacing? Well, Christopher to a degree. But there's barely, there's nobody on the bench really that I can use there. Rashid will be suspended in the next match. And Baru? Well, we don't know what's going on with him. But he's been replaced anyway. So, Elbug, what will you do? Fakrula! So close. This is... I'm not one of these people. I will encourage them. Minute 60 something. This is getting absurd though. Goes him down. He doesn't. At least it's an offside situation here. So, something I learned recently, I think on this pitch it might make sense to go through a little bit more through the middle. Make it fairly narrow. The direct passing I'm not so sure about. And overall I think we can go a little bit more aggressive into this and trigger the press a little more often. We need a goal. I'll still keep it unbalanced. And we are used to these tactical instructions from other formations. So hopes are that we create anything, but we don't. And if we don't create, well... There's... That is one option. I'm actually considering going attacking in this situation. So in that case, I would not bring on McManamy. Well, I could bring on McManamy too, because Ankun has a shitty game. So like this. Ahmad here, switch these two. Like this. Diego does the striker all of a sudden. Whatever. That's all fine. Is there anyone else that needs replacing? Mendro could come on for Zakaria. How's Zakaria doing? Apprehensive. Not great. Badrul Hisham has a bad game, but there's no right... I guess Mendro could go on. But he's not a creative player. He will not help us score. So I don't think that's appropriate as a right back right now. One of the central defenders could be replaced. We need Carrier to get some sharpness. Good point. Kamarudin is a 12, Carrier is a 12, Ahmad is a 16. That's a really young player though, so I don't think that's appropriate. Kamarudin also has a knock. 15 on Mendruk. As I said, the problem is their skill set is more the other way. So he's a bad jumper. And at this point we're trying to force the issue, aren't we? I'll bring on Carrier for Fakrula. So that sets us up for a counter-attacking situation. Mandruk. Yeah, I thought so, but Mandruk for Hisham basically makes the opportunity for any kind of build-up with passing or crossing go away. He can play right back in a no-nonsense fullback situation, but this is not what we're going for right now. We try to create something. Or carve them open somehow. So this is why I decided otherwise. I hope it makes sense. I do not expect Badrul Hisham to turn this around single-handedly, but he's still the better option than a player that is not creative at all. And at this point, we're basically gambling. It's been a while since we played an attacking formation. Or, no, well, it's been a while since we played this formation, and it's been a while since we played an attacking style. What the hell? Somebody needs to take the shot, guys. Somebody will. We did concede 2 goals, though. I don't like that at all. That makes it 5 throughout the season now. Mazarin. Zakaria doesn't control the ball. Minute 76. Ahmad. Hit the wall. Could be better, could be worse. Corner will be taken by Christopher. He did train him. That's not good. Mahazir, another ball-playing body keeper. Adriano, well... Alright. An appropriate save by Chinsiu Sum. Another free kick by Ahmad. And another corner. Mazarin's tired. Last substitute. I will bring on the youngster here. He's confident and I don't know, he has a good match. He gave it his all. We will do Kamarudin. Shall he cross from the byline too? And I guess in this case I don't care anymore. Get out there, do something productive. Christopher's cross gets intercepted. Somebody brought a mat down again. No chances created. Let's go very attacking. Try to encourage them once more. Yeah, there's an obvious problem with creativity in this match. There's just nothing. Handball by Christopher. So, the argument that this could have gone either way, I don't think so. I think we were the worst team overall. It showed. That can happen, but I'm not happy with the performance. In particular, Zakaria's performance is concerning. Yeah. Thank you for phrasing it appropriately. Alright, so what do we do? Sure, we are the underdogs, but this is not good enough. And that's about the performance, not the result. I could live with a bad result. Not with that performance, though. Also, Chinseo Sum just, I guess he just made sure that he will be on the bench next time, if at all. Yes, sure, but on the other hand, if we do not change anything now, we will never. So... Also, Diego's performance in midfield. That is concerning. Sure, their central midfield was, I guess, skilled. And that damn left back had a really good day. Baru, on the other hand, didn't. So, you're still in the mood for a second match? When will that be? KL Rovers. KL Rovers are dead last in the league, I think. Or at least they were at some point. They are. Funnily enough, Terengganu are 13th. Not sure what's going on there. Remember, we got a job offer from them. Didn't they win the league last season? They ended second. Terengganu are... I guess they are starting to adhere to their nickname in the future. Wow. So, anyway, we will play KL Rovers. Yeah, let's do that, won't we? So, are there lessons to be learned here? Elbug did score from open play. That's basically all there was, though. In general, I think the build-up play was concerning here. We didn't create much. Whose fault is that? We could have, I could have overlapped with Mazrin a little bit more. That did create something. I did focus too much on the right side, trying to get that yellow card. And, well, I guess it's fairly easy. Yeah. I guess it's fairly easy, because if we would have gotten that second yellow card, I would have looked like a genius for exploiting that. Or maybe not that much, but whatever, you get the gist. And now that we didn't create much, so it's my fault that we tried to focus on that side. It just didn't work. Also, not trying to pin anything on you, Jaranellet, but the recommendation to not mark him tightly and close him down might have played a role in the situation that led to the second goal. I am not sure about it. It's hard to determine from that one situation now if this is what happened. Like, I would need to have a look at it again. but he was exhausted prior to that. So for him to make that run was really unlikely. He still did it. So I don't know. Maybe he just got lucky on that day, or he had a good day overall. But, you know, there's also this tackle in the penalty area after 25 minutes or something. He was on a yellow already. He had a really good tackle. Sure. Always. Let's have a look at this. Their second goal in minute 57. So Badrul Hisham, he hit his man there. Bauru did actually mark him tightly, but Ramlan, he ran away from Bauru. Bauru didn't do anything. That's it. Well, to be fair, Badrul Hisham did hit something with the tackle, the player. In fact, the player was he was caught so hard that he was rolling around on the pitch, but he didn't hit the ball. Yes. So we can also blame this one on Badrul Hisham, obviously. Well, the goalkeeper issue, that's something that has been following us all throughout the last season. And at the start of the season it was fine, and now it goes back down again. Just look at this. 6.6 and 6.4. There's nothing to say here other than he will not play next match. But then we will play Muhd Jalil next match. And, you know, issues and so on. But who knows? Maybe he finally adapted to life at the club. So, in the next match we will do it. And to be honest, what better match to pick than the one against the dead last in the league? So, theoretically speaking, yeah, Muhd Jalil shouldn't have much to do in that match. Then again, you know, theory and practice. Very different beasts. We do not need a technical director, and neither do we need a performance analyst. I've had enough of all of these ads. Speaking of ads, okay. For all the players without sharpness. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these are somewhat hurt. So something like 11. Friendly against Chelsea. Well, Mies, just because you got a friendly against Chelsea, because the game likes you, doesn't mean that I get one. Also, I'm not sitting in China, so apparently there's not enough people around here for Chelsea to consider it. That said, I think the idea is fine. We will play on Friday, though. So we would need to do the friendly basically today. It's 9 o'clock. Hey, Sarawak, wanna come over for a friendly today? Sure. Sure. Yes, I will. I will. Don't worry. So, in fact, I will do it the other way. I will throw all of these out. And then we will just build a lineup from those that, well, starting with those that need some match practice. Here. So, that's also Ahmad. Sure. Kamarudin in some time on the pitch. Mendruk does. There's also Harsh Singh, obviously, that would need some time on the pitch, but I can't play two players in the left back position at the same time, and also he's still hurt. Same with Kamarudin, by the way, but whatever. Megamanami needs playing time. He trains as a box-to-box, though. So, Acosta Lima here. We will play Ahmad for in the playmaker position. Let Megamanami come on as a box-to-box here. Who else is there? Good will do the pressing forward apparently. And then we are out of players. I mean, Harsey could make a comeback. Or we play Harsh Singh up front. In fact, Kamarudin is better suited for that. Let's do it like this. So that's... Oh, that's tomorrow. Yeah, that would be better. And I will include a bunch of players from the under-19s on the bench, I think. Or maybe the under-21s. So... Once it comes up anyway. Yeah, thank you very much. This physical session here... it will be fine, I'm sure. If they are exhausted, they will be rested. And for the remainder of the squad, this is basically a day off, more or less. Which is good, they could use it. Don't care. Don't care either. We will have the under-19s in here. So I'll just throw some players in there. A goalkeeper, a right defender, a central defender, another central defender. He's out on loan. So I guess it's Jeremy Brown time. Left defender. We can bring him along too. Are they all out? Just Roslan. I guess Roslan will make it. Oh, there's the left defenders. I'm confused. Get out there. So... Aussies, why not? These two... Did it work? Not sure if this is a good example though. That's how we roll in China. Well, but maybe your personnel is replaceable, mine is not. Farida Mat could do with some match practice, as could he. Silverai could. Mat could. Is there anyone else? Roslan, obviously. Jafar is out on loan. Malik's hurt. Again. And again and again and again. Saidi. This one. Oh. Bench is full. So there's a bunch of under 19 players on the bench, but that doesn't matter, does it? I think it's fair, so I heard them. This seems like a great mindset for the future. I hope you don't roll like this in real life. That's okay. Wasn't there a match in here? I guess in that case, there's no match. Sure. Nobody wants to be scout. It's just Choo-Choo that wants to be chief scout. That will come up now. So I think the start into the league season was fine. Maybe this is overinterpretation. So we had 2 draws. That wasn't good. Like, it was okay. But it wasn't an impressive start. Then we made a blasting appearance at Selangor. Defeated Sembilan 3-0. And they didn't really have a chance, I think, if I recall correctly. Well, I guess there's a point to this. But if the players never recover... Yeah, yep, sure. Sure, Nollet. Thank you very much for putting it into, I guess, a relative perspective. Still, I think we should aspire to be at our best if we can. So he's still interesting. Oh, well, the problem is he's Mexican. So we can't even register him for the league anymore, can we? Sorry about that. There's still one spot. Do we want to spend it on a Mexican central defender that is fairly determined? In theory, if this would be a professional player, I would probably go with it, like dive into this immediately. Because I think professionalism is a problem at the core of the squad. And I'm trying to resolve this, but I don't get players of high enough quality that have good personality. I get players with good personality, but they are mostly youngsters. And with the exception of Zakaria, and he's really young, so his performances are prone to fluctuating all over the place. True. So, yeah, but this is basically the jumping attribute. And 11 points is not that high in comparison to whatever. So Fakrula, obviously, with 7 points of jumping is worse. But Mahazir, for example, if I can find him here. We signed Mahazir instead. Mahazir has 12. He's also a bit weaker. Same pace, same acceleration, not much to say here. Heading of Araf Zavala is way worse. Tackling's a little bit better. Positioning is way better. His mentals are, well, all over the place too. For that amount of money, he's not bad. Is he any good though? Well, we can argue that we should sign him just as a replacement for the professional youngster, in case somebody gets hurt. So then we have 4 regular central defenders, and as a squad player somewhat, he'll probably be fine. But I'm gonna offer a trial again. That said, his estimated wage dropped a lot. Sure, let's get him in on trial. And we hammered our siblings club. Alright. I'll do a short bathroom break. See you on the other side. Well, if you're curious about it, Journal, might as well have a look at it. So, let's see about that. We have a good pass completion, decent possession. McManamy scored in the first minute. Oh. So it seems like most of them played a lot. In particular, Da Costa Lima was on the pitch quite a lot, quite a long time. Kamarudin got replaced really late, so that's fine. Let's watch the goals at least, won't we? So there was Kamarudin out on the wing. Ding, McMenemy. That's we call these Sonntagsschuss in German for a reason. Tap in by Guit. Alright. That was an easy one, obviously. And the last one, Ahmad was on the pitch already in that situation. Interesting. Yeah, well, that's just bad defending. There's Safri there in the middle of the central defense, so that's a thing. Probably that's why they conceded. Former players or a player of ours and cares anyone else watches this later on. So, overall though, the impact on their sharpness should be a positive. We will clear this. And then we will prepare for the match against KL Rovers. Mod Jalil, he's gaining sharpness now, this is good. So I think the recommendation was a good idea. Journal. I like that one. Also, nobody seems to have gotten hurt. Or I didn't get a message for it, but because we don't have a physio, you know. Going back to Zavala, we didn't make a decision here. So I guess the question is, do we want to keep to have him? That doesn't really help us with the selection though, because he's Mexican. If he's cheap, and cheap is basically 400 or below. He wants to be emergency backup only. This is great. So he will not complain. He wants 130 though. I will not pay this. So I will start with maybe 80. For an emergency backup, that's a ton of money though. Is this what we're going for? It's a short-term contract though. So we're talking about a few thousand at best. Half a year, so that's approximately 26 weeks. That's not that much. And I can live with all of this is fine. Alright, let's make it 85 then. Aren't really acceptable. Well, there is a clause here. So if we play him for 5 matches, it will automatically get extended. If we don't play him for 5 matches, I would argue we will not really don't really need him. And I have my doubts that we will play him that much. So I'm kind of torn on the whole affair. On one hand, I want to save on the money, and I think he's not the personality for the future. He's also a foreign player, so this is all arguments against it. And we have a problem with that, right? In general, I think he's okay. On the other hand, I think he might be needed at some point, just because somebody might hurt themselves. And I'd rather have him than the professional guy. But I'm kind of torn on the whole affair. Welcome back to the stream. So what's well so far? All right. So you got that going for you. Well done. So what do you plan to do now going forward? 95. I said 100 max. Well, then you need to win this one too, obviously. He's pleased that we've almost reached the deal. I will force him into 95. Or not. Alright. So I guess he will go to the under 21s and he can reflect on his demands again. That's the thing though, I'm not 100% sure that we need him. If he were to be Malaysian, I would have probably offered 100 euros or 110 too. But the league rules are really a concern here. Diego has a new 2-year contract, so we got rid of the ton of appearance and performance fees. That's good. That's it. Well, form-wise and so on and so forth. We play against KL Rovers. What kind of tactic do we expect from them? They like to control possession on a 4-4-2. So they play a 4-4-2. Control possession style. We barely know anything about them so far. There might be a scouting report at some point. Azar. But so the next goal, Mr. Just an Ordinary Canadian, is to win the Champions League final, right? So this is all you concentrate on right now. What's beyond? What's afterwards? They're trash. Acceleration is good overall. But I thought you won everything. Every domestic trophy. Doesn't that include the league? Or no, you have to play Chelsea in the final. Oh, I see. This one's a good runner. That's about it. Same here. We should really be able to cope with that. He's a bad jumper. Strength is fine, but he can't jump. Nezal, also a bad jumper. What do you guys think? Go attacking one match? To be honest, I have no idea what a good amount of points in the Premier League is. There's how many teams is in the Premier League? 20 or something? I'm not sure. Alright. We play against the dead last of the league. So as a result, we will go attacking. This one time. Record is... okay. Okay. I wasn't aware. So 99 is pretty damn good. Problems with the mentality already. He will make an appearance though, this time. For the rest of them, Zakaria didn't have good matches recently. Shall we train him as a ball-winning midfielder for this week? Same as Zakaria, because it's likely that he will need to play like this in the next match, either of them. Chances are we will play the captain there. He'll play ball-winning midfielder on defense, and we train him for it. In theory, but I would argue that's not a good idea. So McManamy has no idea how to do it. Neither has Ankun. Funnily enough, though, we have somebody that can. And it's not Vanlal Pekaguit. It's Kyril Ahmad. Kyril Ahmad is... his primary role is as an advanced playmaker. He knows how to play a pass. He just doesn't have the mentals for it, really. Vision is good. Agility is good. And that's about it. So I think from that perspective, that might make some sense. We can do that. That would result in 2 playmakers on the pitch, though. But... so let the experiments continue. You realized back at the start of this episode when I came in here and said, well, let's just do Segunda Volante on Zakaria at some point, because it's a more defensive-minded role. Yeah, we will do that in the next match. I just decided. So get rid of all of this. We will play him as a Segunda Volante, so he can contribute defensively. We will play Mendruk here. Ankun will stay at home, at least for now. And we will have, where is he? Perila Mat up front. And do an advanced playmaker on him. On support, obviously. Still go towards target forward, do not dribble, ease of tackles, all of that. On this side, Christopher's available, so use him in the personalized role, though I never used this tactic this season, so we will need to set all of this up. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm feeling quite okay, actually. So, take fewer risks, shoot less often. He can cross, if I recall correctly. This is all fine. And ease of tackles, obviously. When the team has the ball, we also want him to sit narrower, I think, in general. Or where the hell is Mazrin? Come here, Mazrin. Welcome back, sir, to yet another performance as a wingback on attack duty. I want to shake things up, but I want to do it in a prepared manner. And we still have 3 days, so we can prepare a little bit for it. But Hisham's role will not change much. That's more or less what we did last season. It's just different in the way that the rules have changed. Quite a lot of them, actually. And I think Elbug Chagtsel here is a good jumper, so let's have a look. He forgot about playing as a target forward. I'd rather keep him as a defensive forward here. I think there's a problem with foreign player rules there, with Yilma. Yilma is really slow. So I'm not 100% opposed to the idea, but if we have Chinsu Sum on the pitch too, that's one more foreign player. Who would that be? Well, let's see. Bakrula here. Shall we, I don't know, Carrier maybe? Dad or Mahasir? Who's faster? It's Mahasir, definitely. Like, no issues with Carrier so far, but that'll not happen. And on the right wing, well, so we could play Baru, as always. We could also bring Da Costa Lima. That's another foreign player spot. And now? Now we're down to 1. So okay, say we do not bring Yilma. We bring one of these two, so most likely Carrier. We bring one left back. I guess Kamarudin is somewhat recovered. He's a good personality. He started to train somewhat reasonably well. Let's bring him along. Singh, on the other hand, he'll get there, but he has time. Ankun is available, so we do not necessarily need McManamy. Diego is available, so we do not necessarily need, I don't know, whoever that would be. Baru on the bench. RC is more or less recovered. 6 to 12 days. Forget about that. So he won't be around. Which means we need some sort of attacking player on the bench now. And McManamy isn't the one. Neither is Yilmaz, so I guess Vandlal Pekka Guit will come with us too. And then there's Singh and Ahmad there. Or somebody from the under 19s again. But Diego is the replacement as a striker. Vandlal Pekka Guit is basically the replacement for the entire attacking midfield, despite what you might think or not. Baru can play on the left wing too, if worst comes to it. So, I don't know. That's fine. Attacking midfield is basically done with that. Diego's midfield and or defensive. Well, no, not really. But if worst comes to it, maybe Shadow Striker. He's really bad at that though. Ankun in defensive midfield. We could play one of the central defenders as DM. Or rotate Zakaria there. So that's fine. Left defender, that's Kamarudin. Right defender's not done. So we move Mendruk there, but he's not fit for that. Or we bring somebody from the under-19s, but I don't think so. I'd rather bring Ahmad and play him there if worst comes to it. The new goalkeeper, there's no transfer window open. We can't play him. He's not registered. He's in the under-21s on trial somewhere. Here. He's on a permanent trial until, I guess until the end of May. So 1.5 months to go. That's, we made those transfers prior to the transfer window opening. It's not like we can slot in new players all the time. And, well, I will just bring Harsh Singh. So now we focus on this. Is anyone in here in a role that they do not know? Christopher, more or less. Inverted winger will be knocked down a bit on support. That's not much. Do we really need Yilma that much to replace one of the other players? Sure, we can throw Singh out. But the under-19s goalkeepers are really, 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 really bad. I see. Alright, say we playing Hamza. So he stays at home. That's deserved. We bring Hamza, if I can find him here. He's the best goalkeeper from the under-19s, so why not? Can happen. And McManamy didn't play much recently. Well, let's hope we will never find out. What else? Bad. No, I think for him it's most likely to train as a box-to-box midfielder going forward. I don't know how to employ him in the next match. Carlos da Costa Lima versus Baru, that's a controversial one too, isn't it? Then again, we play the last one in the league, so we will do some tinkering and tactical blundering and whatever. And if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, then you can blame it all on me. That's what I'm here for after all. Also, I need chocolate. So, Hamza's unavailable. Can't play there. Okay. Oh. We did register him for the other one. He's just not registered for this match. So we'll make him unavailable for now. Singh though. He can play half a match there. Let's see. Let's see until the end of the match. It seems like Amran started to scout all of the shortlist again, which is not bad. I can live with that. So, this one's too expensive. He's also 33 years old. And I think we can probably, at this point, agree that his mentals are great. And overall technical skill for a central defender is fine. He isn't strong enough though, and he's way too slow. So, he also got Penang relegated. I will remove him from the shortlist and say that I'm not interested. They are good in transitional play. They are fast. That's about it though. This is way different than what I imagined. at the start of the season. Well, it's still a 4-2-3-1, but playing basically 2 playmakers on the pitch, that's new to me. It really is. Very attacking. Still no 2 strikers on the pitch. I will go there at some point and maybe play with a back 5. And then at least you two will think hell has frozen over. Didn't yet though. They lost everything. More or less. How did they get that point? They got that point against Johor friggin' DT. Of all of the teams. We are tipped to stay up, by the way. By the opposition manager or something. Well, we are still 4th in the league. So, assuming we win that next match, yeah, that's likely. Alright. Saving dialogue. Short break. Alright. I also made most of the players that we just selected for the first team for this match available for tomorrow. For a friendly of Makari against the under-19s. For an additional 45 minutes. So we will not need an additional friendly most likely. That said, I think in general the idea to organize a friendly here and there is a good one. And, well, club finance looks horrible anyway. It's tactical meeting time already. So, do we want to change anything? Well, this is entirely new to most of them. Let's have a look at your position. We should have gotten a scouting report at some point. So, low dribbling, low bravery, low strength. First touch is fine, off the ball movement is okay-ish, passing is okay-ish, he's somewhat fast. At the age of 31 though, he wants to visit a hospital. So let's help him with that. This one's the top goal scorer. Low bravery, low strength, dribbling's okay though. I would like to foul him off the pitch, but it's unlikely to work due to the dribbling. We might give away the odd free kick here and there. Don't like that. In general, I think though, hopefully we can deal with him overall. Both of them are somewhat fast, so let's shut down supply if we can. He has good crossing, runs with the ball on the left, knocks the ball past the opponent, blah blah. General winger, basically. It's not horrible. Bravery is low, strength is low. Can't really do much about that due to the dribbling. Composure is rather high. First touch is okay-ish, so closing him down will not help much in turnover. He will just pass the ball. What we can do though is show him to the inside. I think that's appropriate. We try to go and recover the ball in the middle of the pitch anyway. Which reminds me, is this on in this kind of formation? We will trap on the inside, thank you very much. Next. Al-Hafi is Davavi. Dribbling, bravery, and strength are all really horrible. If there's anyone that needs to be tackled hard, it's him. Problem is his off-the-ball movement is rather good. And same as his passing. Vision's bad. So I would argue he can play a good pass. He's unlikely to determine where to put it in an appropriate time though. What do we do with this? I guess we close him down and foul him off the pitch? Like, this seems dangerous to me. Not focusing him with a tight mark. But on the other hand, it's not like we forbid it. So maybe that will be fine. His passing and vision in aggregate are a little worse, but more rounded. Off the ball movement's 9 only. Same here. Dribbling, bravery, jumping reach, and strength are not fantastic, but it's not that bad either. So we will try to mark him. It feels weird to mark the worst passer, but he has good vision. Decision making's fine. It's not all about the passing only, right? First touch is alright, so I don't know. No pressing. Hard tackles seem too much. This Abidine person. Dribbling is low, bravery is low, and strength is 1. Contrary to the other player, he has 2 attributes that definitely say tackle me hard, so we will do that. He might not like it though. Well, passing's shit. He's right-footed, so we show him to the left to make it even worse. Crossing's alright. Composure's 2 to 4. First touch is 6. This is 1 to press. I think. So that's a question now. Hopefully you're still around. With a player like this, would you say it's a good idea to let them play through him? This is still an attacking player and he's rather fast. Well, we did the exact opposite now, and we trained for it throughout the week. So, I mean, I get the argument, but it's too late. So, like, Jaranello, I get it, but I won't be able to do that now anymore. We would need to revamp all of what we just did. So, we will need to suffer through the speed. And basically, we're trying to gamble it. Okay, so if the right winger is shit, we let him open. And we let them play through him in hopes that we can press him and get the ball from him. That's the concept. Because the other ones are more dangerous in this row. This one, that's the right defender. His crossing is somewhat, like, it's not horrible. Bravery is okay-ish, strength is 6. He can't jump, funnily enough. Passing's shit though. He has no off-the-ball movement or anything. Composure's low. So we can press him most likely, and it might result in a good scene. Hard tackles, bit much. There's no reason to mark him tightly though. Like, not at all. For build-up play, he will not contribute much. Most likely, I might add. This is even worse. Do not mark him tightly. Right-footed, dribbling's low, bravery's somewhat low, strength is low. Do I want to do hard tackles on him? Depends. Well, seems I do. Do I want to close him down? Composure's 6, first touch is 6. I've seen worse, let me put it that way. I'd rather not... I guess I'd rather not overstretch. This one's strength is better, bravery is a little bit better, dribbling is still shit. First touch is really low and composure is 5. I'd rather close him down actually. So that doesn't seem to end in a natural combination, but it is a thing. At least that's what the attribute says, right? Also 3 points of passing, barely not any vision. He does have good decision making though, so chances are he will just pass the ball around. And this one's passing is bad. Again, maybe show him to the weaker foot. Same here. Yeah, and to be honest, don't mark him tightly. Doesn't matter. Simon Augustine is a youngster. I have no idea. That's new. Alright. Did you notice anything that I didn't? Maybe have a second glance at Augustine, or no, probably not. His throwing's shitty, but that's about it. We do want them to distribute the ball in a short manner, I think. So where is this? I think I did that for a while, and then I realized that showing somebody to the weaker foot also says that, well, it means that the weaker foot is open more often than not, because you want them to play on the weaker foot. So the quality of the finishing goes down because they shoot on the weaker foot, but they shoot. And on a striker, that is really, really dangerous. So I guess I'd rather reduce the frequency of the shooting than the quality. That makes sense on a striker. In particular, if they're fast. Because if they're fast, showing them to the weaker foot basically implies that they can run past the defender if they are faster than the defender. I'd rather for the defender to block them in the middle. My explanation might not be that great, but I hope you get what I'm going for. On a winger, that's very different, because a winger usually, if they need to cut inside, they don't like it, they won't shoot from like 30 meters out. They will play a pass and it will be trash. So no, I didn't. I guess that's coming up right now. Yeah, you got it right. Okay. I knew I forgot something. So, yeah, let's do that. And obviously, so you don't like to watch this, so I will include another break here. Feel free to take a 1-minute walk or something, and I will praise all the players. So I'm still sitting on the praising. It seems like we have a problem praising the last match, because there was a friendly in between and I didn't do it prior to the friendly. So as a result, if they didn't play in the friendly, I can't praise them, and all of the praises for last match's performance are basically based on the friendly. We can still do that, but I had problems with that previously. So if I can, I would rather avoid that. He's getting a little bit better. One of the things that I like about the squad overall is they do somewhat improve in training, not much. But in particular, the younger players, at least, they do improve to a level that might be appropriate for the league. Funnily enough, McManamy grows apparently, or he improves his jumping, which is not needed. Norman Ankun's training, I guess that's okay. And for the rest of them, it hardly matters. We will tell Diego that this is not good enough, but that's about it. So, yeah, that's it for the match, I think. it did get a little bit better. I do not want to praise all of their conducts again. That will result in an allergic reaction immediately. Yes, but well, the training targets, I feel like they might work on some of the players, but it depends on the personality, and they need to accept it first. So in my experience, they do accept training targets if they are not a full-grown player. Like, you set them for the youngsters. The players that are above the age of 25 rarely accept this. They don't like it. They think they are grown enough and adults and they don't need it anymore. They don't want to be treated like children, basically. At least that's, like, my interpretation so far. So I think we'll make it to the match now. With this. Because, well, I can't do much about last match. As you... It's probably... Yeah, as you can see. I can criticize the last game, but I won't do that. And he didn't play in the friendly, so this is a bit all over the place. Alright, fingers crossed. Or whatever you do in the States. I guess he can have number 29. We have enough time. We have enough time. Game saving is I had no issues with the game, other than that one bug at some point. So don't think we need to. Also, we just had a bathroom break. You remember? I can't run ads all the time. Like there's an interval that needs to be filled with actual content before I can do an additional 30-second ad. Also, like this, thank you very much for trying to suggest all of this ad timing. That's much appreciated, because it's really annoying to deal with all the time. I can certainly see why other streamers just slap them in there on automatic run and don't care about it anymore. There's yeah. I get that. I do it like this in role-playing games, but I think it's an issue of a bygone era at this point. Like 10 years ago it was very common for games to crash all the time. So you needed to do that, otherwise you lost half an hour of progress. And to be fair, I encountered installments of Football Manager that very much had that going for them. Like FM, I don't know, 2014 or something. Not knocking on that particular installment, it's just like way back. That was a thing. But I'm not sure if I played 2014. Might need to look into the Steam library. But I think I basically own most of the Football Manager installments. Funnily enough. With the exception of those that I skipped, obviously. So, he's nervous. Okay, he's young. The other ones are somewhat young too, though. That said, they are dead last. I rarely do that. Let's do encouraging tone, but I'm expecting a win today. That works on some of them. Well, I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but this is more of a result of what we had on the league so far. So, you know, 12 points overall are okay-ish for somebody to get relegated. So, the hope is that we get a point or three here. We will give him some confidence. There's not really... Gets along well with the manager, yeah. There's not much inspiration going on there. They are motivated and that's it. I think this is also a more narrow formation if I recall correctly. And if it isn't, we might need to change it. Stadium's deserted. As expected. There's barely any supporters. You can hear them in the background. On free sound channels, actually. Would you have known? Football Manager has surround support. For whatever reason. Da Costa Lima's off to a great start here. Not bad. Elbug Chagtsel, and that's the first chance of the match. 19 seconds in. Which reminds me, I already fucked up something. So this is a 4-4-2. We do have Mazren overlapping. We do play rather narrow. We did not look at the central defenders and their jumping, did we? He's a 5. He's a 5. He's a 13. He's a 3. So in aggregate, there's only one person here that can jump. As a result, I think it is highly likely that Elbug Chagtsel will get to the ball with a head. Well, he has one head only, contrary to what you might think. But from that perspective, with his head, not with a head. Well, I do not know for sure. I didn't look at the editor. It doesn't make sense though for them to have an effect on the hidden attributes. It does have an effect on their morale, I think. In particular on the performance in training. So, or maybe not the performance in training only, but a player that didn't play recently. That's a penalty. Holy fuck, Mahasir, why? Off to a horrible start already. Sure, let's go attacking. Oh, we're doing attacking anyway. Cool. So, we will need to claw back. No, the hidden attributes I don't think are impacted by this. I don't know for sure, but it doesn't make sense to me. Hidden attributes is something that develops through mentoring, basically. And afterwards it rarely changes anymore. There might be changes to consistency and stuff from time to time, but that's a rare occasion. It's not something that is impacted by a mere 3 games away. Think about the frequency of the changes in hidden attributes due to mentoring. It comes up every half a year or something on a player. So that's really a slow process. And same with consistency. Good penetrating pass. That's what we have him for. Christopher floated cross. And Muhd Rafie wins the heading duel against Elbug Chagtsel. Which is that one person that can jump in a squad, right? Yes, of course. That's it. This is basically a one-on-one. The other two are entirely out of their league here. So, Mazren. Mahasir. Da Costa Lima. Baru would have scored. I'm quite sure of it. Ahmad, yet another floated cross. Not this time. This is the first time without Ankun on the pitch since I don't know when. It's been a long time. The build-up is a little bit different. Because, well, this is what we call build-up these days. I'm not even sure if this is ready. This is 4:30 at the night at the club pretty, I guess. Wow. In the end it gets us the result, but holy shit. A little bit better. We are, well, possession is 75% by the way, so that works. Does seem like most of the possession is in really, well, undangerous, is this a word? It's not possession in a dangerous area of the pitch, it feels. Terengganu scored against Pahang. What happened there? Kedah against Selangor. Fakula, that's interesting defending to say the least. Okay. Go, you can do more. This is a home match after all. Well, Jalil could have made a point here by saving that penalty that he needs to play. But that didn't happen. Instead, we face a counter-attacking situation here, for one reason or another. Davavi, another shot from distance in the corner. I'm not sure if all of these tactical experiments go well so far. In particular, the build-up. I mean, look at it. We do not seem to have chances. Okay. And the only chance created so far was from a long ball. Well, a cross or something. Another corner. And another corner. I will demand more now, this is not good enough. They won't like it, but... apparently they do like it. Okay. Just don't push anyone again. Elbug wins the ball. Mahazir. Ahmad, there's nobody around. Mendruk. Christopher. To the left, man. That should be offside. Yes, it is. Luckily. Elbug Chagtsel on a free kick. Sure, he doesn't score. From set pieces maybe though. Second goal of Elbug Chagtsel. He's just doing that too. I guess he's trolling. He's trolling Mies in particular, I think. At this point. Played as a pressing forward on defend duty and he got to the end of a through ball. As well as a free kick goal again. Just because he can. So, all of a sudden I feel that... yeah. To be fair. That's not good. So, now... as a matter of principle, we could actually try to go back to the defensive formation and try to turtle through this. Turtling is not a word, is it? Ooh, Ahmad's up front. Ahmad, he can play a pass if only there would be a target. Or he can lose the ball. Mazrin. Zakaria. Could be worse. Da Costa Lima. That's interesting. Christopher. There. Da Costa Lima. Zakaria. Free. 3 goals. Zakaria scored 2. I really thought that Costa Lima could have tapped that one in himself. Just look at it. Look at the angle from the right wing. There's the ball. Ahmad hits nothing. That should be easy from that position for Da Costa Lima. He did find Zakaria instead though. So that makes it free. I guess I'm not sure anymore if this tactic works or not. For now though, I'm happy with it. So apparently we scored 3 goals now. And 2 of them from open play, by the way. But overall, I'm not so sure if this is the appropriate tactic for this situation or if we get lucky. You guys got an opinion on that? Thanks for clipping it. Elbug, Ahmad. There's a ton of chances all of a sudden and I don't know where this is coming from. Well, not a ton, but some. Also, armed forces are 2 goals up. And Selangor equalized against Kedah. We do have more possession. We did have a few more shots. And definitely the higher quality shots too, considering there's a penalty in their sample of shots. Zakaria, oh, that could have been a foul. It wasn't though. So what do we make of that? It's fine, isn't it? Like, with the exception of the penalty, they barely created anything. We did though. And this was the free kick goal, this was created from open play, this was created from open play. I think we'll be fine. I'm happy. So we'll just give them, I don't know, confidence or something. Do we need a break? Yeah, we do. Short break, BRB. Alright, let's go back to this match. Second half. Can we get this over the end? Well, the finish line. Is there another way to phrase this, by the way? We get the result. That can happen. His tackling's probably too. Or something like this. Well, good luck with that. Or did it end already? Because our match is not a Champions League final, but it didn't go well either at the start. We did claw back slightly though. 3 goals, so I guess that's okay. Good tackle. Nice. So, what does that make it? Triple? Quadruple? That's great. They do seem to attack a lot here. Quadruple, wow. Well, I would be happy if we just don't get relegated here. That's a good chance for them. Gotta give him that. Elbug. Will he have another? No, he will not. Not today. Well, maybe today, but not right now. I will continue the theme of the praising here. Funnily enough, Ahmad's performance is 6.5. So far. Not any longer maybe though. Christopher, Ahmad. I think I'll go balanced instead with the other tactic. We are in minute 55. The other tactic is well known by everyone. And we still create chances from the other tactic. That said, we can also do something like this. Let's see. So Elbug Chagtsel is on a 9.0 rating. Let's keep it like this for another 10 minutes. I don't know how long that takes, man. I think I read up on this. I think to be a legend at a club, sometimes it takes like 10 years, and then you get fired and all of a sudden you're not a legend anymore. So that might be really hard to accomplish. Ahmad again. Will he have a good pass? For Mendrook. Of all the people... Oh, that's a nice pass by Mendrook. 3 points of passing. And it's a corner. I don't think I'm a legend here. How long has this been going? Well, okay, it has been 2.5 years. So... Or maybe 3.5? Mazrin again. I guess you made up your goals. That's good. Really. You should have goals if you play something like this. Because you gotta set them yourself, that's for sure. Well, the board might, but... Okay. Overall, happy with the performance. Yeah. Well, yes. But I think it's enough now. Funnily enough, most of these players are sharp. So we will rotate according to sharpness. Because the win is... It's not guaranteed yet, but in another formation with other players, the ones that come on are stronger. So we'll go back to the balanced formation. This also shuts down the middle of the pitch a little bit. So I think that's appropriate. Zakaria as a playmaker is not really what I'm going for. He has a good match. Mendrook did his job. So we will drop him back one position. And Ankun can come on in his regular role. Ahmad and Diego. Ahmad doesn't have a good game. Well, I think he has a good game. He's been really unlucky. So Diego can come on for him. Christopher and Da Costa Lima can stay on. Same with Elbug Chagtsel. This is all fine. So we don't necessarily need to replace anyone. Gwyd could do with some match practice. Same as McManamy. So we could also ignore the Ankun situation and try to play McManamy instead. He does need the sharpness. And if we do not play him today, we will never. So we'll do that. Maybe for Diego instead, though. He does train as a box-to-box these days. For, yeah. I don't know what reason, but he does. The rest of them, Mazrin is on a 6.5 rating. This is an opportunity to play a youngster, and Kamarudin is still around. This is really needed. I mean... I guess Kamarudin needs the playing time, so we'll do that. Triple substitution. Not much else to say. Other than, please keep going. You all need to make sure that we will get the result in the end. And now we also changed the approach to the match, so we should have even more control of the ball. In theory. In practice, Muhd Jalil's interesting goalkeeping makes an appearance again. In practice, this is also minute 67, so insert meme here. This. And I might even do defensive mentality, but keep the rest. So they know about the mentality. If we can get a fourth, sure. Not needed though. Nice. That, like, clearing balls off the line, that's really hard. I think, I don't know, I watched a Hamburger SV match recently. No, it was a former Hamburg player that cleared one off the line in some sort of a Europa League match or something. I'm not sure anymore. Well, that's ways offside though. Continue praising them. We're in minute 89. Yes, it's too late though, but we'll do it anyway. So he has a storming game. We'll keep him on. Actually, let me undo that. He'll play here. He doesn't know how to do this, but I want to give him a glance. Baru can come on for Da Costa Lima. And that's it. I mean, Zakaria, Mahazir, and Badrul Hisham are exhausted, but that's it. You two go out there. Don't expect much from you. Maybe, I don't know, counter-attack or something. Ankun and McManamy on the pitch is also really interesting from a passing perspective. Still Da Costa Lima though. Oh, Ankun. Could have been one more. Baru with the header. At least we get a result against the dead last team in the league. Mat Yaacob and Abidin. Come on, close him down. Or don't. That. You certainly have the big goals. On the other hand, assuming, well, you do manage Man U, so I guess you should have big goals. Claim it, he doesn't. Ankun. Well, for a counter-attacking situation, there should be a striker up front. Where is he? Ah, nice attempt. Ankun. Where's the through ball? There's the through ball. McManamy hits the crossbar, and that's Baru. He can slot him in from there. Four goals. And it started off with a penalty. Playmaker Elbug Chagtsel. He's everything. Formally speaking, a striker. Scored twice today. Created a chance, and also #1 defender of the squad. Well, to be fair, if not for Guiti's hit of the crossbar, that wouldn't have happened. No, it was it McManamy's? It was McManamy's. But Guiti had a similar... I think he had a scene where he didn't get to the ball, right? Something like this. In this situation, though, we do keep possession, and that doesn't go to Baru. By the way, this all happened on defensive mentality, so yeah, it was kind of opportunistic. Zakaria, Elbug again. He does attempt another one, this time for Kamarudin. Wait, nice one, Elbug, hat-trick! By the way, from open play, and the Indian guy did the goal, like he had the assist. Just look at that. Carved open, what a turn. Great. I didn't expect that today. Oh, that was very close to being offside. No, well, it was desperately needed, I would argue. VAR. There's no VAR over here. Well, I don't know. 5 goals, whatever, they stand. And Elbug Chagtsel, by the way, made it to a 10.0 rating. This, though, is offside. Whew. Not that it matters anymore. That was ways offside, though. I think we saw that. At least I imagine I did. Well, defensive mentality and scored 2 additional goals. No, oh no, I won't. It worked today, that's fine. I'm not saying it cannot work going forward, but for now, we will stick to our primary balance tactic, I think. And in the future, we might change it again, from time to time. But this is definitely more in line with what we're going for, in general. That said, if not for the 2-goal lead, the second half probably would have looked otherwise. On the other hand, just look at the expected goals overall. So, there's like this penalty and then there's more or less nothing. It didn't really look that way, but we were well in control of the game. At least at some point. And well, we conceded a goal. If not for that goal conceded due to the penalty, this would have been a perfect game. So, I'm happy with this. We also rotated quite a lot, so that's a positive. Yeah, but on the other hand, he's a foreigner. And that's a problem due to the league rules. I'm starting to get a dislike, by the way, for this rule. Just because it forces me to say, but on the other hand, he's a foreigner, as if that's a negative. It is a negative due to the league rules in this situation, but it feels politically unjust. That makes sense. So, I don't like it. I see. Well, Mies, I don't know. But you did watch a few of the scenes in Stuttgart. Well, not in Stuttgart, but of Stuttgart today, didn't you? So I guess referees' performances sometimes are very questionable. On the other hand, they don't have an easy job. So what can you do? Anyway, so we lost the first match today. We won the second one. We also won that friendly. That hardly matters though. And considering that everybody is more or less sharp these days, I don't think we need an additional friendly. So we will stick to that, we will celebrate, and I will hereby thank you two very much for watching as always, and everyone else too. I will see you next time. That might be on Monday latest, or it might be tomorrow, who knows. But most likely Monday. Yeah, I see. Have a nice evening, you two. Or, in case of Cheronol, it's probably have a nice day, right? See you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.